Well, the hate on the white people carries on, but it's kind of nice, this story. Meltdown on social media after a white woman is named Miss Universe in Zimbabwe. Now, in Zimbabwe, it's 98% black. So, what they're trying to say at the moment is this is colonialism, this is racism, this is white supremacy, this is all the rest of it. No, what it is a piss poor attempt from Zimbabwe to not go out and find some really fucking attractive black women and field them. Because here's the thing. If you had some really stunning black women, right, they probably would have won. So you obviously didn't make an effort and field the best looking people. And then when a white woman wins, because you fucking hate them, white women, right? You call it racism. You call it all sorts of other things. Well, here's the thing. You're getting a little taste at the moment of what we get over here. But before we go any further about what goes on over here, maybe you should think about this. It could have been fucking worse. You could have had something up there with a meat and two veg, all right? With a face like a scrapyard Alsatian and a body like a sack of spuds that would be clearly insulting to anybody else who took part in the competition, because this has happened. And then you get these really, really attractive women holding on to whatever it is, this fucking thing that they've fucking fielded or whatever it is, right? And then what you have to do when this happens is look for number two, and that's now number one, because the other thing was just a fucking shit show. And most people are woken up to this. But when you come to England, what you'll see, especially if you go to London, is lots and lots of adverts with people who aren't white. Many people from all different cultures, that's what you get, all right? And if you get a white person, it's usually a woman with a black man, all right? This is the state of it over here. And we have to put up with this shit. Adverts, the whole fucking deal, right? So you're having a little taste over there. My heart bleeds purple fucking piss for you. It really does. And there is a directed hatred, collective attack on white people. It's a fact. It's happening. There it is. And it's funny because white people brought most of the globe what they have today. If white people had stayed at home and never gone around the world and done fuck all, we'd still be doing this, right? Because everybody likes to say that black people built fucking Great Britain or whatever. Bollocks. Okay? Yes, black people worked on building sites and stuff like that. They did have their part to play. But collectively, if you want to have a look at who built half of fucking Great Britain, you might want to look to the Irish. Now, coming away from that, if we'd have kept all our medicine, industry, law and order, what else do we have? Inventions. Pretty much everything that you take for granted today, pretty much, was usually made over here, Europe, whatever. So if we'd have all stayed at home and say, for instance, slavery had never happened or you'd never migrated or whatever it was, then obviously people would all still be Africa or they'd still be in India and they'd still be living like the way it was when we found them. Because a good example of this would be when we were in a place and then we fucked off. What happened? You went back to your old ways. Why? Well, you worked that out for yourself. It's not my job to do. But that's the way it is. And the attack seems to be from a certain collective, right, that owns social media. They own the banking, they own this, that, and the other. And there is an attack. Now, you could look through the scriptures and it'll tell you that the thing that's happening now was always planned and always had to be, right? And we're in the later stages of this. And you would say that people like that would obviously, with money, use corruptible people. So any government can be bought, any politician, anybody in any position of power, usually when they get to it, they're vetted long before they get to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be given it. Can you imagine if honest people started getting into positions of power? What would usually happen is they then go up to them and say, right, you either play with us and do what we say and we make you rich, or we'll come out with something about you that you're a, paedophile, or we'll come out with some banking errors and whatever and put you in prison for tax evasion, even if you've done whatever. This is how it works. But I digress. The whole attack on white people is because white people are intelligent, white people are strong, white people are clever to a point, because at the moment they're being brainwashed, okay? And there is a collective dislike for that. When you look at the people that they're using against us at the moment, these people have been hoodwinked as well. Now, some of them do hate us, but there are collective people that don't, who've come over here seeking a new life. But what the plan is within anything between 30 and 60 years, and I'd go nearer 30, is that we'll be the minority. Certainly parts of Europe are starting to feel this now. I mean, look at Ireland. Ireland's population has changed dramatically in the last 10 years. Now, I said I did a video about this about 6 years ago, saying that Ireland was going to get 1 million people within the country within 10 years, and they laughed at me. Well, I think you find it's more like 1.4 million and now, and that's happened within 6 years. So I was doing a bit of an Enoch there. However, it's nice to be on the page, if a little bit far off. Right, so at the moment, all I can say is fair play to her. And for anybody who doesn't like it, fuck you, okay? And I think we need to be a lot more proud about white people, white culture. Oh, and by the way, we do have culture. It was our culture that helped shape the rest of the world. So when you can't see our culture, that's because you are using our culture and you're existing, doing a lot of the things within our culture. All right? Now, that probably triggered the fuck out of you as well, but that's what I'm here to do, okay? Huh? You look at me, you hate me. Hey, but tough shit. Now, the sad thing is, if we hadn't have had, say, for instance, the globalists, the media, the system, whatever you want to call it, and also religions, right? These are other religions, right? I mean, Christianity's got its faults, I'll give you that, right? And we've had wars because of Christianity. But if you didn't have other religions that are actively trying to take over the world, which they are, it's their plan, it's written in their paper, all right? If you didn't have this and they were just actually peaceful people, we could have all robbed along quite happily. But it's not the case. It can't happen. It won't happen because it's not going to be allowed to happen. So the times that we've got ahead are bad, and you all need to be preparing for this, and it's happening. You can see it yourself, actually. If anybody can't see it, you go back to sleep. You're no use to us. However, the attack on white people at the moment is going to get worse and worse and worse. So we're going to be blamed for everything. Yeah, when they start bringing up things like slavery, I say Barbary. What do you think about that? You know, and when you start talking about things in the past, I could say that there were much, much worse things that happened, actually, that aren't documented. I think you're all getting what I'm saying here. But it is what it is. And I just love to see these anti-white people screaming, hating us. Because, to be honest, if you're an anti-white person, you hate us, don't worry, we'll hate you back just as strong. Most of us are waking up now. And that's the thing. When you, because we've been so polite and we've been so decent about things and we've been so stiff upper lip, very British, you know what I mean? Or English, if you like, depending on which way you want to call it, right? And our manners and all the rest of us that makes us brilliant, right, has tolerated and put up with because, be a good old chap and all the rest of it, that's coming to an end now. That's all fucking gone. And underneath all that stiff upper lip and who's a good chap is a real fucking arsehole waiting to come out. You have no idea what you're going to wake up, kids. No idea at all. Now, have a little think about this. Given it's the very small group of people that manage to absolutely work the entire world, do you not think that they've still got the skills and the ability to do that sort of thing? Again, certainly not. Look after themselves, stand up for themselves, and repel this evil. Have a little think about that. Now, there's going to be those who hate what I do that are going to be looking for any clues and any words in what I've said that they could get me banned. But I don't know about you. I've worded everything I said very fucking carefully. So all you can do is assume and hate. And you carry on doing that. And by the way, it's rent-free. So you have yourself a good day, all right? While I'm up in your head, fucking pissing about, laughing at you. And I'm going to go and have a good day myself. Anyway, meanwhile, to the rest of you, right? And this goes out to all colours who are nice. For the rest of you out there that are nice, have yourself a good day, all right? And as for the haters, fuck yourself. I'm having a wonderful time, all right? Now, where do we push? There's the button. See you later.